welcome to a travel day with me in Oxford, England. I took the train from Bristol to Oxford, which is about an hour and a half, and there's only one change. Even though the train station is a much further walk, I do prefer it over the bus just because it's so quick and convenient and smooth, so I can read on the train via my phone and I won't get motion sick. Also, for busy train rides, they have this really neat reservation system. So if you have your seat reserved, it'll say when your seat is reserved from like which station to which station it's booked through, so you know where not to sit if you don't have a reservation. The countryside was really beautiful as we went by, and I also read Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, and this is for a class that I'm taking. But it's good so far. I mean, probably my number one favorite book of Dickens is Hard Times so far. I don't know if Christmas Carol counts because it's so short, but it would be Christmas Carol if that counts. But I am enjoying Great Expectations so far. I'm about halfway done at this point. Just arrived in Oxford for the day. I'm now walking from the train station over to the Museum of Oxford because I want to start by just learning about the history and everything before I actually explore the town. And I've got a lot of stuff I want to do today before I leave in the afternoon. Am I all set just to go in? I got this. Thank you. I think this is the entirety of the museum is in one room. Oh, no, it's not. Never mind. It's absolutely beautiful on these streets. There's all these different like gates and narrow alleys and churches, old buildings everywhere. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful out here. It's pretty quiet too. I would love to go to school out here. I would never get into Oxford. I don't know where I'm going. Hang on. I'm going to go to the covered market next and see if there's anything I want to buy there. So far, Oxford's just so idyllic. There's also these modern sections too. So, you know, there's good shopping and cafes and all sorts of little doorways that lead to other places. I really love the covered market in Oxford. The only thing I did notice is that there were a lot more tourists in this area. There's just crowds everywhere. That is one con, I guess, of going to a school that's as incredible and well known as Oxford. And then I found a little area with picnic tables, so I took advantage of it and had my lunch. And then after that, I foraged for a good dessert place. They had so many options. There were a lot of places with little cakes and everything, but I ultimately decided to go to a cookie shop. So I got a dark chocolate with nuts cookie. It's a place called Ben's Cookies, and I've passed it before. I was hoping it would be hot, and it's not hot, but it looks very good. It was very good. You think I'd have gotten used to just filming with people watching me film myself by now, especially like where I've been traveling solo a lot, but just taking out my phone and recording myself when there are people right here walking by and watching me. And it really doesn't help that everyone around here are students from Oxford, so they're really, really smart people. This cookie's fantastic. So right now, I'm recording myself pretty conspicuously to try to get better at doing that, even though I'm talking very quietly. So this thing that I've been taking 100 videos of is the Radcliffe camera, and it's just kind of iconic. When you Google a photo of Oxford, England, this is the thing that really comes up first. And my fingers are about to fall off, my toes are about to fall off. It is so cold. Well, it's actually not that cold out, but I'm freezing. So now I'm going to go to the Museum of the History of Science, I think it's called, and warm up a bit and do some more exploring. I desperately need to warm up my hands, but then I keep seeing things that I want to take a video of, so I take out my phone to record again. Right now, my hands are literally so numb. The Sheldonian Theatre right here is just one of the reasons why it's so remarkable to walk down the streets of Oxford. Like, this was built in the 1660s, and just thinking about all of the scholars, the historians, the mathematicians, the astronomers, the writers, all of these people who have walked down these very same streets, and how different the streets must have been back then. Even though the buildings are all the same, society and the world itself was just in such a different place. And you can almost feel like if you are walking down the streets of Oxford, like you can kind of just slightly imagine what it must have been like. And that's why I enjoyed this museum so much, actually, because it had a ton of objects that, I mean, as the title of the museum would indicate, that are about the history of science. Just looking at each individual object and kind of imagining the person who might have held it, who cherished it, who bought it, what they did with this tool, it's just all so fascinating to think about, and I really enjoyed this museum. Afterwards, I went across the street to Blackwell's, which is a bookstore, and it's not just any bookstore, it has the Norrington Room. So when it was created, at that time, it was the largest room in the world of books, and there were over 2.5 miles, I think, of shelves with over 150,000 volumes. It definitely had more than 150. It was awe-inspiring just to walk around and look at. Literally every single subject that you could possibly think of was in this one room. I browsed around. I was looking for an LSAT prep book for the LSAT test, and they had them. They had prep books. They had one book for each section of the LSAT, and each book was £35.99. I would have had to spend over £100 just for these 3 prep books, so I decided I was going to stick with my free online material, but it was still fun to look at. I got a book. I never buy things really, but this is a really exciting one, and I've never seen anything like it before. So unless I have the luxury of a gift card, I just, as a general rule, don't ever buy books because I can just go to the library usually, and it just feels always so frivolous to me. But I did buy a book today, and it was really exciting. It's short stories in Spanish, Cuentos en Español. I'm really excited about it because I've never seen anything like that before, and it's got some really good stories by Spanish-speaking authors. This is beautiful, by the way. But I need to take a picture here, hang on. I do try to listen to podcasts when I can, but I just don't feel like I'm really making much progress, and I think this book could be really helpful in actually doing better at Spanish, because I want to keep at it, even if I'm not taking a class actively. Also, I'm like 3 minutes out from the train station. I forced myself to not arrive 20 minutes early because it's not necessary with the train stations. The trains are almost always on time, and I'm going to get there like perfect timing, about 13 minutes before the train departs, which might still be a little bit early, but I like to have a little bit of extra time. train is about to arrive that's going to take me back to Bristol, so this is going to be...
Number 1 is for Swindon and Preston, 10 for me generally.
Oh, here it is. Okay, well anyway, my train is here. This is going to be the end of the video. I hope you really enjoyed coming to Oxford with me today. I will be doing more travel this semester, so don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss that. But thank you so much for watching and have a great day.